Professor, it's good seeing you. Firstly, what are your thoughts on predictions that Mariupol will fall under Russian control on Thursday?
Well, I mean, from the perspective of Western Canada, it's kind of hard to say exactly when Mariupol will fall, but the odds are certainly against it surviving very long. In fact, its survival has been a minor miracle of modern warfare, that a group of fighters could last so long against such vast Russian weaponry. And I think one reason is that the Azov battalion, which is a far-right battalion that was created back in 2014 outside the Ukrainian army, but has since become part of it, is there defending that factory. They don't want to be captured because they see no possibility of any amnesty or mercy from the Russians if they are. Quite likely they would be paraded through the streets of Moscow as an example of the so-called neo-Nazis running the Ukrainian government. So for them, it's a battle to the end. I don't think really that they will give up. But on the other hand, if they've run out of weapons, I don't see how there's any way realistically to get weapons to them in that factory. I mean, how do they get there? And that's been a problem all along.
Indeed. Professor, some Western analysts have shared an unpopular opinion that Ukraine's only way out of this conflict and to prevent further civilian casualties is to compromise with Russia by basically handing over Mariupol on Donbass to Moscow. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think as far as Mariupol is concerned, they may have no choice if they lose that. I mean, remember back in 2014, Mariupol was already under separatist control and the Ukrainians took it back again. But as for the whole Donbass region, I don't see any reason why Ukraine would agree to give that up. In most opinion polls that were taken before the war started suggest that the residents there have no wish to be occupied by Russia. And for that matter, they would prefer to be autonomous within Ukraine as well. It's a very individualistic region, and it's been that way for many years. And, you know, if Ukraine gives up the Donbass, because parts of the Donbass are already separatist regimes, they've been that way for 8 years, but if it gives up the rest of the Donbass, which is about another 2/3 of the territory, there's no guarantee that Russia will stop there. In the south, they've already taken Kherson region and declared it to be some sort of breakaway republic. And the chances are that the warfare will not end with the capture of the Donbass, but would continue until the government in Kiev falls as well. So I don't think there's any option for Ukraine but to continue. And I think its main hope is to get the weapons with which to do that. And it's not done too badly so far. I mean, it's really held off the Russians in every respect in the invasion from the north, and for the most part from the south as well. And even in the east, the Russian progress has been notably slow. So I think Russia will have to fight for every inch of the territory of Ukraine it hopes to conquer.
Before I let you go, Professor, Russia says it's test launched a new missile that President Putin says can overcome any missile defense system and make those who threaten Russia, quote unquote, think twice. But the Pentagon is saying that the test was routine and doesn't consider it a threat. But considering everything you've seen from President Putin and the Kremlin over the past 2 months, do you predict they will use this weapon either against Ukraine or anywhere else?
Well, that would take the war to a new level of escalation. And if they do that, the chances of a response are extremely high. The nuclear war is a no-win situation for any power that tries to wield it, as long as both sides have roughly equivalent weaponry, nuclear devices, and that is the case right now. Russia may have slightly more nuclear weapons than the United States, but they're not superior weapons. And if Russia uses, say, a tactical nuclear missile and hits a target, let's say, in Europe, then the chances are that the response would come rapidly and that it will be directed directly at Moscow. And that would simply be the end of the Putin regime. If he wants to go that route, it suggests tremendous desperation. The fact that he keeps resorting to this threat, and this is about the 10th time I've heard it from Putin, although it's the first time I've seen this weapon, suggests that a level of anxiety about the way the war is going, and that the West might step up its weaponry to Ukraine, which I think it intends to do. I mean, there have already been indications from the United States, United Kingdom, and other countries that they will provide Ukraine with better weapons than they have done so far.
Professor, I hope you're right. Russia has, above all things, been unpredictable. That's David Marples there for us at the University of Alberta in Canada. Thank you.